First, I'd like to say thank you, Haichika CM, thank you to the organizers here. This is something that's very important and that we have to do, to make solidarity, to treat everybody like a relative. Wanted to say thank you to everybody who showed up today, who is contributing towards a good cause, towards a good world. We really need this for our future generations and what I was taught when I was young. And I just wanted to say thank you to everybody who is coming out today. This is the things that we're going to be remembered for. These are the things that we're going to remember. These are the things that, when we go on to the other side, that we're going to remember that we did something good, that we contributed to the good. And so I'll introduce myself. So thank you to the organizers. Thank you to the people who are putting this on. Shout out to the restaurant owners and all the waitresses and waiters. Thank you, guys. So I'll start. Close Tista to Slewata, close Tista to Layla, Haichka CM, Haichka. My name is Cedar George Parker from the Tsleil-Waututh Nation, which is right over here, and the Tulalip tribes, which is just right out of Seattle. And Tulalip means people of the inlet. I mean people of the bay. And Tsleil-Waututh means people of the inlet. And for thousands and thousands of years, our land has been prosperous. Our land has lived. We've had plants here for thousands of years that are now gone in the last 100 years. We've had species of animals that have been here for thousands of years that are now gone. We were able to eat out of the inlet just one generation ago. We're able to eat out of the inlet right here. But due to certain events, due to the port and the activity on the lands here, I'm the first generation that can't eat out of this inlet right here. My father got to eat out of it. My grandmother used to live off of it. My grandfather used to live with it. And now my generation is the first one that can't eat out of there. And that's what's sad. It really makes me sad in my heart. And so, once again, thank you to everybody out here. Because, no one's going to remember us going to a movie. No one's going to remember going to the mall or getting our nails done. We're going to remember this. These are the things that we're going to remember and our people are going to remember. These are the legacy that we're going to leave behind. And I just want to say thank you to the people out here for having me come up and speak and say a little bit piece of my mind as being a youth, And it's true, colonization has really affected the whole world. It's gone across the whole world. And I remember growing up and having my grandmother doing her healing to be able to talk about the things that the Canadian government have done to her just in the last not too long. The last residential school closed in 1996 when I was born. The last residential school, Maury concentration camp. I don't know why they call it school. School's a place of learning. And in there, I hear these stories, right, about being mentally, physically, spiritually, and emotionally abused just for being Native, just for being Indian, for being punished. And the land was taken away, right? We didn't do anything wrong. We just want to live here and be one with the land and take care of the land. That's all we wanted to do. That's what our main teachings are, is to look after the land and the people. But now that the world's getting closer, now that the whole world's coming together, due to social media, due to the cell phone, the airplane, to the boats that we have constructed, the world is getting closer and it's getting smaller. And now we all share in a city with all different ethnicities and all different people live in this area where it was just called Salish. And out of that, there can be some beauty too. There's that beauty. There's the beauty aspects. And it's time that we reach out to the world and treat each other like relatives. To treat each other like relatives, strangers like relatives. To look after the land and the people. Now it's time that we do that for the world. Not just for our own race, not just for our own skin color, but for each other. Because sometimes we forget that we're one human race, but we just have differences that make us beautiful. Everywhere I go around the world, and my family's been around the world, any religion, any country, there speaks of truth, honesty, and love. And it's time that we practice those. And I know that this trip, and I know that Larry will go out and do that, practice that love, and that honesty, and that truth, and that caring, and the giving. And that's why I think it's important to be close. To be close with everybody that comes in contact, to shake their hands, to say thank you, to welcome them, to welcome people. And I welcome anybody that comes into this traditional territory, as long as you look after the land and the people too, because this land is beautiful. The whole world is beautiful. There's enough for everybody. But it's the times that we get greedy and we take is when our hearts sink down. And it affects everybody. It's those times when we get greedy, it affects everybody. So it's time that we start giving. What I remember hearing from the elders. It's time that we start to treat each other like relatives, is what I remember from my grandmother teaching me. And it's time that we uplift each other and be thankful for the things that are right in front of us. And be thankful for the things that we need, which is our family, which is love, which is truth, and is each other. And we need this world. Everybody deserves love, and everybody deserves to live happy. And that's just the truth. That's just the truth right there. And what's happening around the world, that's not happening. That's not going on around the world. So it's our duty, if we really think that this is a great country, right, that we share that love. We share that love. We share what we have. It's time that we not be greedy, but giving. It's time that we stand up. We stand up to places maybe around the world that aren't doing good as how we are. I'm lucky. I'm lucky. My grandmother wasn't so lucky. She wasn't so lucky. She was beat for being indigenous. She was beat for being Indian. And even back in the day, we had they really tried to eradicate us, and they didn't though. We're still here. We're still fighting. And just one quote I remember seeing is that they really tried to kill us and put us on reservations. You know, it wasn't just, oh, you know, we came here and we took all their stuff. Even some of the U.S. Navy Journal, this is from the U.S. Navy Journal and what they're talking about to eradicate the Indian. They tried everything that they could to eradicate us, and yet we're still here. This is something that someone said in the U.S. Navy. Send 10 regiments of soldiers to the plains with orders to shoot buffaloes until they become too scarce to support the Redskins. So they even desecrated our food, desecrated who we are, culturally tried to put down who we are, but yet we're still here. And we're still reaching out to the people across the world, that are maybe going through the same things that we went through, or maybe same tactics, because it's not fair. And now that the world is now getting smaller, it's time that we do something about it. And I wanted to thank everybody. And I know that my Uncle Larry right here will do a good job of practicing that love, practicing that careness, practicing that truth on this trip. So I just wanted to thank everybody here for being on the right side of history. Thank you. ASEM, Haishka CM.